Okay guys, last video for today. First, I'd like to open one of the wonderful gifts that I got. This first one is from Mr. and Mrs Hobbs from their cooking channel. I actually won one of the gifts on their channel. And I haven't opened these yet, so you'll be surprised, just like I am, to see what it's actually like. The card says, "Thank you, much, thanks," with the cute little puppies on there. And I do have a dog, so I think that's adorable. Thank you so much for spending your time with our family. We love and appreciate it. It's from Donna and Ulysses Hobbs. Muchas gracias. And it's actually a kitchen magnet from their channel. Hopefully you can see that. Thank you guys. It will be going on the fridge as soon as I'm done with this video. This is another one. This is from a dear friend of mine. We share things in common. And she was on her channel stating that she had some of these, and I asked for one since she had some extras, and she sent them to me. We've shared things through the mail before. So I am anxious to see what she sent me. Awesome. These are feathers. If you don't know, people like us, we use feathers to spread the scent from burning sage or rosemary or basil, whatever your preference is. And I didn't have any feathers. So what I do when I lit my sage bundle, I would either blow on it or use my hands or something. So I am very, very grateful to have these. Let's see what else she has in here for me. Ha ha ha! Awesome! Isn't that the cutest, tiniest little bundle of goodness that you've ever seen? Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that. I'm gonna burn that. And these, you can see them. Those are nails. I'm not going to tell you what those are for. If you're curious, you can go and look them up for yourself. That's what all of us had to do when there was something you wanted to learn about the craft. You need to study it. And these adorable little beautiful things, these are incense. And I'm going to enjoy them. I actually love them. So check them out. These are from my friend. I'm not quite sure if she wants me to say her name, so I won't. I'll just say that they're from my friend, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you guys. I appreciate the gifts. If you're wondering why the camera is not on me, it's because this video is not about me. This is about me thanking the people who are so good to me and who have done wonderful things for me. And that leads me to my last person. I don't have a gift from him, but he gave me something else. And if you know him or if you don't know him, I suggest you go to his channel. He actually has two. The first one is Van Talks. And the second one is with him and his wife, and it's The Magic Couple, and that's Greg and Jessica. I had a reading done with him, and he used tarot cards. I had mine done first, and how it went was everything that he told me about my past was dead on. Everything that he told me about what was happening with me right now was dead on, and what he told me about my future It surprised me because I was already in motion for taking those steps. So it confirmed to me that I was heading in the right direction for the things that I needed to do. And that the things that happened in my past and what was happening with me right now, it was all for the purpose of where I'm going. So it was nice to get all of that, I guess, confirmed and let me know that I was indeed doing what I needed to do. I was definitely impressed with that, so I decided to have him read my son. I think, well, everyone who knows me, that has known me on YouTube for a while, knows that my son is not a pagan. He doesn't believe in the craft at all. I raised him as a Christian, and it will be his decision as to what religion he decides to follow. And let me get this understood right now. Paganism is a religion, and it is everything that Christian is not. So if you are a Hindu or a Buddhist or you're a Satanist, whatever your religion is, that is considered paganism. The only thing that's not paganism is anything in the Christian faith. Witchcraft, you have Christian witches, you have satanic witches, you have eclectic witches, kitchen witches. Anyone can be a witch. It's not a religious belief. So a lot of people get that misunderstood and they think that witchcraft is a religion. It is not. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. I mean, you don't have to believe me, but if you do your research, you will find out that they're different. They're very different. People who study herbs and decide to make their own cough suppressants or make their own soaps or things like that, and they put special intents into them to bring them prosperity or to bring in good health, that is considered witchcraft, and it doesn't matter what your religion is. I won't go into stating what I believe as my religion, because that's not the whole point of this, but back to my son. So he is a Christian. He doesn't practice or believe in witchcraft, and that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Whatever he decides to do, I support him 100%. If he wants me to go to church with him, I will do that. Whatever it is, that's my son. I love him. We don't have to believe in the same things for us to have a great relationship, and we do. But I had Greg do his reading, and I was surprised because some of the things that I thought when I saw the reading that Greg did, I thought that I knew what the situation was that had to do with my son's past. Not that it was a bad thing, but I wasn't right. Greg was right. And my son explained that to me. I did not watch the video before my son. I watched it with him. So after the video, we had a discussion, and he explained to me that, what the bugging thing, or, what the negative thing in the video that Greg talked about, what that was, something, and I thought it was something else. So, I was really surprised. Greg was totally on target with that. And that was a wonderful thing. And also it explained, what his present is right now, which is amazing, and what his steps that he needed to take to make his future better. When my son was about 4, we were attending church, and the assistant pastor had him come up and he prayed over him. And one of the things that he said was that this boy was going to be something great one day. He didn't know what it was. And that would lead me back to another argument. He manifested and he spoke over his future, which, I won't even go there. But anyway, and right now, I've told him many times, even when he tried to fail, he couldn't, because it wasn't in him to fail. When he tried to slack off in his life and decided that he wasn't going to do something, it still didn't work, because he was gifted from the time that he was born. My son could have died 3 times in his life. He's fallen, down the stairs backwards onto a concrete, basement, and it was a steel sewer cover, and he fell right on it, and I knew for sure that he was dead. He was 2 years old. He didn't even cry. It was like he landed, if you're a Christian person, it was like he landed in the arms of an angel. It was amazing. Not even 6 months later, he fell again off of a stair climber, landed right on his big head. I go flying to the emergency room, and they told me, stop bringing him here. He's fine. Where another person probably would have had severe brain damage. About 5 years ago, he had a serious accident. He fractured his skull. He fractured his nasal passage. He fractured his lower jaw. It split in half. The kid came through it. I mean, he had his face. It was amazing. I saw my son in the emergency room, and I didn't even recognize him. I swear, not even a week later, you would have thought he had never been in an accident. So I say all that to say that he has a calling on his life, be it him being a Christian or whatever. He's always had this calling, and he always will. He cannot fail. And Greg saw that, and he saw that he was going to go places, and he needed to keep his steps ordered, because the kid just can't fail. He just needs to focus his energy and, make sure that he keeps the right people in his life. So again, Greg was right on target. Then I had him do my niece. My niece is 33 years old. She's as flighty in the head as you could ever imagine anybody to be. Wow. Without getting into her personal issues, she had some stuff she needs to work out. She needed to, really determine where she wanted her career to go. She's been into several things, real estate, you name it, she's done it. And she just really could never get her grip and settle on anything. She was like a grasshopper. She hopped from one thing to another. She hopped from one state to another. She just hopped her ass all over the place. Well, she decided to go into massage therapy, and she hopped from that, and she hopped from this, and she hopped from that. And at the same time, she went back to the thing that she had been doing since she was 15 years old. Waitressing in some of the most exclusive places in our area, country clubs. And she's very good at it. She made good money, but she's frustrated because that's not what she wants to do. And I've talked to her for years about, not doing this. Put your feet on the ground and get your ass together. And she would listen and not follow it. Well, after Greg's reading, she went in the next day and she put in her 2-week notice at the country club. And she just decided that she was going to go full on into her home business, in which she's had her own business for about 4 years now, in her massage therapy. And she's building up her clientele. She's already made her own pamphlets and got those printed out, which is something that I've been trying to get her to do for I don't know how long. She's ordered new equipment for her business, and she's finally getting her head out of her ass, and she's moving on. And we discussed it, and this is a place that she just doesn't want to be, which is another thing that she needed someone to tell her, look, you're thinking right. You need to get out of here. This isn't the place for her. Her love is being in the southern states, and she's been there before, and I don't know why she came back here, but soon she'll be leaving. There, you know, relationships that she tried to get people to come around to, and tried, and it's, you know, it failed because you can't make someone love you and they don't love themselves. And I'm not talking about a man, because, you know, she can get a man anytime. These relationships are even more important than a man. But finally, she's decided that, you know, I can't heal somebody, and I can't make someone go get help that doesn't want help. And I'm not going to allow someone to buy me with money every time I don't do something you want me to. Then you get mad at me and you don't want to speak to me for months on end. And you're the people that I should be able to go to no matter what's going on in my life. And now I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm just going to have to love you where you are, and just know that I can't get from you, you know, what you can't give. So Greg did that. He did something that, as her aunt, I couldn't do for years. He did something for her that even a therapist couldn't do for her, because we've all told her the same thing. So, yeah, if you have any doubts about what his abilities are, I'd say give it a shot. It can't hurt you, and you just may learn something about yourself. You may be able to confirm, you know, what your past meant to you. You may be able to see whether or not the steps you're taking now is going to take you to where you want to go in the future, or you may get some advice from it, or things may look clear where you might have wondered, well, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? For us, he's 3-0. I've recommended it to several friends, so I'm pretty sure his list is growing long. And I know that he works hard. He works at least 6 days a week. So if I were you, I would damn sure try to get on that list before he runs out of steam. Well, guys, this video is the longest one that I've ever done, so I'm going to give you a break, considering that this is the third one for today, and my dinner's getting cold, so I would like to go and eat that. But, you know, hopefully I'll do another video in less than a month. As you can see, I don't do many videos. I do it, you know, whenever the mood strikes me. But I am going to end this. And oh, just before I go, I will let you know that everything is out of the garden. Everything's all cut up and grated up, and everything's in the freezer. My freezer is full, so I'm good for the winter. And my garden is already cleaned up, and it's turned over and fertilized and ready for next year. And yes, I use natural fertilizers, just like you saw me with regrowing my celery and the herbs that I have in my windowsill. All of those came from the garden. So you are able to take your stuff out of the ground and wash it off really well and put it in water and make sure that it's stable, and then you can plant it in dirt, and then next year you can take it right back to your garden. So yeah, I fertilized my garden with whatever leaves and from the vegetables that I had planted for this year. When I turn it over into the soil so that it can feed it. So it's like a cycle. It goes around. You don't throw that stuff away. You put it back into your soil, and it feeds the soil. I also take my eggshells, you know, whatever shells that I use, you know, from my eggs from the time that I take my veggies out of the ground. I will take those eggshells and I will, you know, smash them up, and I will go and put them on my soil and let it feed my soil. And if I keep doing that, I'll put it out there even when it rains, when it snows. So by the time spring comes, all of that protein and everything that's in the eggshells will get down into that soil, and it will feed it. So I never, ever, ever use chemicals in my garden, because if I'm going to do that, I might as well go to the grocery store and let them kill me. So that's one of my tips, and yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope you enjoy this, and hopefully I'll make another video soon. And again, thank you guys for the lovely gifts. I really appreciate them. Have a good night. Bye.